Folks, hello, good morning, good afternoon. Thanks for taking your lunch hour wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to another Legiwa Quick Take webinar, where for a small investment in your time, we hope for a big payoff in knowledge, exchange, information about our industry, technology, and all things fulfillment logistics related. So I know for a fact that this time around, that payoff is going to be big because I am thrilled to have my friend and colleague, Dilek Hafizoglu, come back and join us again for a quick take on what I think is a very important topic for our industry right now. And here are the acronyms, folks: WMS, WCS, WES. Let's start making sense of these and take the confusion out of warehouse systems. And couldn't have a better, more expert person to help us do that today than my colleague, Dilek. Dilek, thank you so much for joining us to share your expertise yet again.
Hello. Thank you very much, Wayne, for having me. It's always a pleasure for me to work with the marketing team. So today, as you just mentioned, we're going to be talking about the WMS, WCS, and WES. And hopefully, I will help you take the confusion out of these systems. Great. So let's first start talking about why are we basically talking about management systems. It is because warehouses are evolving, operations are evolving, so are the management systems. And usually Wayne likes to put up here a quote from a famous person, and I believe that's me for today. Thanks for that. And I would like to just repeat exactly what I said here. So the traditional roles of the systems designed to manage the warehouses and operations are evolving due to both the market changes and also the advances in technology. And today we will focus on three main systems, which one of them would be the warehouse management system, the warehouse control system, and lastly, the warehouse execution system. We go next. First, we will start defining this topic into three main points. First, we will talk about the differences between these systems. Then we will focus on how we can combine the functionality to make go-to an optimized platform for ourselves. And lastly, how to invest wisely. And let's start with defining the differences between these systems. And here you will see a chart that we came up with where you can see some specific functionalities for each system. But please don't read every single thing on this chart because this is a very confusing topic. If you go to another website right now, look up these systems, you will probably see this chart mapped differently. And I'm not here just to give you the absolute descriptions of these systems. I'm just trying to tell you that these are going to be evolving and are already evolving today. And if we move to the next slide, we will now talk about the system differences. And these are traditional systems. So basically, I will focus on how they are defined and how they are being used today. And if we start with the WCS, you can see that the WCS is more like controlling, it's a control system. So it's going to be helping you control the conveyor belts, the pick-to-voice subsystems, or any other material handling system that you are operating with in an automated facility. And the WES, it's actually meant to complement the WMS, but it's meant to replace the WCS because it has more improved functionality, like the maximizing productivity and labor efficiency. So with the workflows planning and the optimizing the labors, you can actually make sure to get the most out of your labor utilizations. And of course, utilizing robots and AI technology is a key of a WES as well. And this can be looked in hands-free and eyes-free applications. And lastly, with the WMS, it's actually helping you manage the inventory and the operations in the warehouse from start to finish. So basically from the receiving operations until the shipping operations, you can see step by step and assign labor tasks, process tasks throughout the inventory. And also you can benefit from the reporting capabilities of the WMSs. And basically WMSs can also help you connect with third-party platforms. And now let's talk about on the next slide with combining the functionalities. So of course, like we can combine different functionalities out of each of these systems. And I really love saying this, but this will help you reach a holistic fulfillment approach. So WMS can help you to basically control everything from start to finish, from receiving throughout the inventory until the shipping operations. And throughout these operations, if you use a WES or a WCS, you will be also able to do some machinery control and labor management. So I can just give you an example here of, for example, if you have a robotic system for a picking operations, let's say, then a warehouse management system will tell you where the inventory is at that moment, and it will send that data to that robotic system. But with a WES and CS, you can actually control those operations. So basically how the robotic system will operate, like when it will be done, how it will be done. And of course, it will also help for like labor efficiency. For example, how many packages are packed, how we can make it more efficient, and how we can plan labor better. And now let's move to the next slide, where we will talk about the investment part. So when it comes to investing, of course, the first thing you need to do is sit down and figure out what are your needs, what you need like for your operation, for your business, what type of functionality, what type of tools. Because if you go online today, you will see many different options that are available in the market today. So as I mentioned, the first step is just to come up with what you need. And basically here, as you can see, different operations can be combined together to come up with the final most optimized version for yourself. And I can give you some examples, like, for example, if you are tracking expiration dates and lot numbers, and a FIFO or a FIFO is an important algorithm that you need to take into considerations for your operations, you need a system that will help you scan or enter a tracking number, a lot number or an expiration date throughout the inbound operations to be able to track them throughout the outbound operations as well. Or for example, if you are a direct to customer fulfilling business, then you are using probably a lot of carriers, you connect and you sell on a lot of different store channels. That's why you would need a system that will help you connect to these integrations, to these platforms easily. And another example I can give you is if you use, like I mentioned on my previous example, robotic systems or any other type of automated system, you need a platform that will be open to integrate with any type of these automations. So if we go to the next slide, now you will see a picture of me in a warehouse. Of course, I'm wearing my heels as usual. I like to be sassy. I like to be like dressed up. I mean, it's important to look good, right? It doesn't matter where you are. So I can exactly remember what we were talking in this picture. So this warehouse was supposed to track pallets in their warehouse. So this arised the need of license plate numbers to be able to track these pallets throughout the inventory and operations. So they needed a solution where the system will provide them to enter unique license plate numbers for each one of their pallets, put them in inventory, and see them in the inventory at any given time. And also, during the picking operations, they needed to select some specific pallets to be able to ship for the orders. So by this way, basically, they needed a system that will provide them to go and pick specific pallets for specific orders. And by this way, we can come up with needs of the warehouse just by like looking of the operations today. So we can move to the next slide, where I will talk about the 3 quick takeaways from today's presentation. First, we talked about the differences in these platforms. And as we mentioned, these are legacy platforms. So each one of them will have their strength, their weaknesses. And it's important just to understand, like in general, just have an idea of what they do. Then, as a second step, we talked about how we can reach a holistic fulfillment approach. And here we decided that it's important to focus on the platforms that will provide you an end-to-end visibility and control, especially like right now, going into the peak season. Thirdly, investing wisely. I really like the sentence that we put here, which is put the business need horse in front of the technology cart, because it's very critical for you to first come up with the list of what are your needs of functionality and tools, and then look for the management platform that would fit best your business. So thank you very much for listening to me today. It was great talking to you guys and explaining this topic. I hope this was helpful for you and you just have a great weekend. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dilek. Thank you. It was very helpful for me. I mean, this is this is a constantly changing and evolving landscape here in technology, and it behooves all of us to stay apprised of it. Obviously, if you're from Legiwa, you're developing software and tools for this new landscape. But if you're an operator, if you're running a fulfillment network, it's very important to understand that technology is a very important field for competition, right? So, and so, folks, again, I hope that we delivered on our promise. I'm pretty sure we did. Of giving you a pretty big payoff for a brief amount of time with us today. We love having you. Please join us again. Tell your friends, family, neighbors, frenemies, anyone about the Quick Take program. We've got it every other Friday. We hope to see you back. Dilek, we hope to see you back here in a topic not too long from now. A couple of weeks from now, we will be taking a deep dive into inventory, folks. So hope to see you back then. Dilek, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you as well. Bye.
Thanks. Take care, everyone.